There is a man standing in a conference room. He is 53 years old. He has worked for the same company for 25 years without missing a single promotion. He owns an apartment in Seoul. His son attends a good university. He has done everything right, and he is about to lose everything. Not because he is lazy, not because he is corrupt, but because he believed a promise nobody actually made. I'm Bruce Han. Welcome back to English with Bruce, where we don't just learn language, we learn what language is carrying. Today's drama, The Dream Life of Mr. Kim. Korean title, 서울 자가에 대기업 다니는 김 부장 이야기. Say that slowly. It means the story of General Manager Kim, who owns a home and works at a conglomerate in Seoul. The full title is the whole drama. Already in the title, you feel the weight of it. JTBC, Netflix, 12 episodes, 2025. One of the most talked about Korean dramas of last year. And for good reason. Today's question, what happens when the life you built turns out to be a different life than the one you wanted? Kim Nak-soo is a general manager at a major Korean telecom company. 25 years, never missed a promotion. The man who always finds a way to close the deal, calm the room, and survive the politics. He has an apartment in Seoul. He has a college-enrolled son. He has a patient, capable wife who has been quietly holding everything together while he took all the credit. By every external measure, he has won. But then the ground shifts. A catastrophic financial investment, a corporate culture that has been sharpening a knife behind his back for years, a son who looks at his father's life and quietly decides, not me, and Kim Nak-soo, the man who always had an answer, a plan, a title, a position, suddenly has none of those things. What's left when you take the title away? That is the question this drama spends 12 episodes answering, slowly, honestly, without mercy, and without cruelty either. Because the drama never stops caring about this man, even when he is wrong, even when he is infuriating, even when you want to reach through the screen and shake him. Ryu Seung-yong makes sure of that. Expression 1, to keep up appearances. To keep up appearances means to behave as if everything is fine, even when it isn't. To maintain the image, to protect the surface, even when the inside is falling apart. Kim Nak-soo is a master of keeping up appearances. He walks into the office like a man who belongs there. He speaks with the confidence of someone who has never doubted himself. He keeps up appearances at home, at work, in the elevator, in the parking lot, everywhere. And the tragedy is, he has done it for so long that he no longer knows the difference between the performance and the person underneath it. Say it with me. She knew the marriage was over, but for the sake of the children, she kept up appearances. He kept up appearances at work for months before anyone noticed how close to the edge he really was. The Korean concept of cheon is often translated as face, but it's more than reputation. It's the performance of who you need others to believe who you are. Kim Nak-soo has built his whole life on cheon. And this drama asks, what do you do when the performance finally ends? I need to stop here because this is not just a story about Kim Nak-soo. His wife, Park Ha-jin, has spent 25 years as the invisible architecture of this family. She managed the money he mismanaged. She raised the son he was too busy to notice. She held things together with a patience so complete it looks from the outside like acceptance. It is not acceptance. It is survival. And slowly, carefully, it becomes something more like awakening. And their son, Kim Soo-kyung, is the generation that simply refuses. He refuses to perform. He refuses to want the apartment, the title, the position. He watches his father's life like a warning label. He is not lazy. He is not ungrateful. He is the first person in the family to ask, what if the whole formula is wrong? The drama holds all three of them at once. This is what separates a great drama from a good one. The people around the main character are not the supporting cast. They are their own story. Expression 2. To come to terms with something. To come to terms with something means to reach acceptance, not happiness, no approval, just the decision to stop fighting what cannot be undone. Kim Nak-soo spends most of the drama refusing to come to terms with anything. His instinct, honed over 53 years, is to fix, to sell, to negotiate, to spin, to turn every problem into a deal. But some things cannot be closed. Some losses cannot be recovered through effort or charm. The drama is about the slow, painful, and ultimately human process of coming to terms with that. And when it finally happens, when you see it in his face, not as defeat, but something quieter, something almost like relief, it is one of the finest moments of acting you will see in Korean television this decade. Say it with me. It took him years, but he finally came to terms with the fact that the company he had built would never be what he had imagined. She didn't get over it. She came to terms with it. There is a difference. Notice that second sentence. She didn't get over it. She came to terms with it. Getting over something means it no longer matters. Coming to terms with something means it still matters, but you have decided to live alongside it. That distinction is at the heart of this entire drama. On the surface, the dream life of Mr. Kim is about a middle-aged man losing his job. Underneath that, it is about a generation of Korean men who were handed a contract with the world and followed every instruction, only to discover the contract was never binding. Work hard, rise through the company, own a home in Seoul, send your children to a good school. In return, security, dignity, a place in the world that nobody can take from you. That contract is broken in this drama. Not dramatically, not with the villain, just quietly, procedurally, the way real things end. And the Korea Herald called it exactly that. Not fiction, but a mirror of the reality facing older Korean workers pushed out before retirement. Not because they failed, but because they were no longer convenient. This is the drama that every Korean family watched and didn't fully speak about at dinner because it was too close, because someone at the table was Kim Nak-soo, or had a father who was, or was the wife. Expression 3, to start from scratch. To start from scratch means to begin again, from zero, without the advantages, the position, the history you had before. Not a setback, a new start, whether you chose it or not. What makes this drama remarkable is where it goes after the fall. Most stories about men losing power end in one of two ways. Either the man claws his way back to exactly where he was, or he collapses entirely, and the story becomes a tragedy. The dream life of Mr. Kim finds a third option. He starts from scratch, not as a failure, not as a hero, as a man, for maybe the first time. And starting from scratch, it turns out, is where this character finally becomes interesting, where the wife finally gets to be seen, where the son finally gets to be heard. Say it with me. After the company folded, she had no choice but to start from scratch and discovered she was better at it than she expected. Starting from scratch at 60 is terrifying. It is also sometimes a gift you didn't ask for. The Korean title tells you everything before you press play. The dream life, owning a home in Seoul, working at a conglomerate, holding a general manager's title. The drama spends 12 episodes asking, quietly, patiently, with great humor and great sadness, whether that was ever the dream or just the performance of one. The Dream Life of Mr. Kim aired in late 2025, but it's not really a drama about 2025. It's a drama about a question that has been building in Korea for 30 years. What do you do when the system that you were built to serve no longer needs you? What is a man without his title? What is a family without his formula? What is a dream life, actually? These are not Korean questions. They just happen to be answered here in Seoul through the specific and beautifully observed life of a 53-year-old sales manager who believed in something and got it wrong. This is what the best K-dramas do. They take the most particular, most local, most specific story, and somewhere in the middle of it, you realize you are watching your own life. Mr. Kim's dream life was never the apartment. It was never the title. It was the moment, late in the drama, hard-won and quiet, when he finally sat still long enough to notice what had been there the whole time. Today, you learned 3 expressions: to keep up appearances, to come to terms with something, to start from scratch. These are not textbook phrases. These are the words for the chapters of a life that didn't go according to plan, which is to say, most lives. Go watch The Dream Life of Mr. Kim on Netflix and tell me in the comments, in English, is there something in your life you have been keeping up appearances about, or something you are finally starting to come to terms with? I read every single one. This is English with Bruce. Don't just learn the words. Learn what the words are reaching for. See you next time.